Hey, you guys got the Marine 6?
I was walking through my local comic shop, just browsing, when it hit me like a clothesline. The phrase, "Do a Powerbomb," stylized in this Fist of the North Star shitballs kind of way. A comic just called Powerbomb might have caught my attention, but making it a phrase speaks volumes to me. It gives off the impression that it's something someone is screaming from the crowd, that it's from a fan's perspective. And in the case of its creator, Daniel Warren Johnson, it definitely is.
I am an adult. I have 2 children, and I'm about to pay my mortgage after this video.
Major spoilers for Issue 1. If you are in any way interested in a wrestling comic with great fights, beautiful artwork, and high stakes that also feature a tag team named Orangabang, comprised of 2 orangutan, then I highly recommend you seek it out for yourself. It's only 7 issues and is well worth it. Skip to this time code or skip the video entirely. It's not like I get paid for this shit anyways. Otherwise, if you need more convincing or have already read it and just want to gush over it with someone, then stick around. Issue 1 starts by building up the match we're about to see, Yua Steel Rose versus Cobra Sun. Backstage, Yua prepares for the match, getting encouragement from her brother, husband, and daughter Lona. Have a great match.
Always.
We then see Yua enter the ring and give a speech about why she wrestles. How when she started, it was all about the fame and glory, but when she became a mother, that all changed. She started wrestling for her daughter and husband. She wrestles for her family, and she considers everybody in the crowd family.
Cut my music.
Cobra Sun makes his way out to the ring talking mad shit. Wrestling is about fame and glory, and Yua is a sap for thinking otherwise. Lona screams, "Kick his ass, Mom," before the bell rings and the match starts.
And here we go.
Go, Mom, go!
Steel Rose with the upper hand. But Cobra Sun makes a comeback with a brutal spinning elbow.
It's okay, Lona. Your mom knows what she's doing.
Cobra Sun's going to the top rope. What is he? Oh my God! Cobra Sun's dragged Yua back into the ring. This is it. Yua's out on her feet.
Cobra Sun's going for his finishing move, the setting sun. He's going to the top rope. Top rope, setting sun.
Oh no!
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
No,
Mom?
I didn't mean...
Get back, Cobra Sun!
Mom!
Lona, wait!
Mom, please.
The moment she hits the ground, the facade is broken. That larger-than-life feeling wrestling can have is gone. Suddenly, we are back in reality, and Yua Steel Rose lies dead in the ring. Up until this point, I thought wrestling might not be scripted in this universe. The comic plays it up so well that you fall into it and get invested the same way you might watching a real match. The heel, the hero, it all feels so authentic. The onomatopoeia really sells the scene. Body slam with booms and crashes, and the audience cheers in big colorful letters. Even actions you wouldn't normally hear give a weight to the movement. It all leads to that one literal slip-up, then everything goes silent. We cut to 10 years later. Lona Steel Rose is trying to make it in the biz, cutting her teeth on smaller venues. She's green in the gills, but shows a lot of potential. After the show, she's approached by a necromancer by the name of Necroton. He teleports her to another dimension and offers her a spot in a tag team wrestling tournament to compete against wrestlers from all over the universe in a series of 100% real, unscripted matches, the winner of which will receive the coveted Death Life tag titles. Oh yeah, and they can also bring one person back to life. And the only person willing to team up with her is the same man that killed her mother. That's a super summed up version of Issue 1. Honestly, I struggled with even talking about it, because I really do think that it's such an amazing issue, with some super powerful moments that I didn't want to spoil, but I'd feel remiss if I didn't talk about how amazing it was, and try to get some fresh eyes on this. Anyway, now here's the part where I fuck with whoever skipped the time code, so just play along. And then Yua says, "If you don't crap your pants, I'll fucking kill you." It's such a beautiful conclusion to Issue 1. Honestly, I would recommend this comic even if you couldn't read. It's well worth it from the art alone. DWJ's artwork has this sketchy style to it, that at first glance may seem hastily done, but is very deliberate in its execution. This style lends itself to action. Even though it's just still images, you get a real sense of movement. Add that with Mike Spicer's colors, lots of incredibly vibrant choices. Pinks, yellows, teals, it's gorgeous. It contrasts the artwork in a cohesive way, which is a dumb way to say that it fits perfectly. There's a handful of these high-flying acrobatic panels that showcase everything I love about these two working together. They're so dynamic and vibrant. I absolutely adore these. They remind me of being a kid, seeing these athletes perform great feats. What was the tagline for the first Superman? I didn't need to pop in the 1978 classic to believe. I got to see men and women doing the impossible every Monday and Friday. It was an incredibly informative time in my life until something changed. When I think back on it, it feels like it happened suddenly, but really it was over the course of many years. As I grew older, I kind of fell out of love with wrestling. Maybe it was growing up and moving out of a house full of wrestling fans, my familial bond being the thing that binded me to it in the first place. Nah, that's my fake waxing poetic answer. The real reason is it just wasn't for me anymore. I haven't stood in front of my TV wearing only tidy whities and screaming the lyrics to Sexy Boy in over 20 years. Things change over time, and sometimes that change is losing passion for something you love. It's a love that I miss, but one that's always been present. I think any former wrestling fan can attest to this. When you leave wrestling, wrestling doesn't leave you. I can't help but get overly excited when I see wrestling outside of the ring. Things like Leon German suplexing a cultist, or the Green Goblin giving Spider-Man a spine buster through an apartment building. Moments like this send my brain cells into a frenzy, each one of them letting out a collective holy shit as I bask in their glory. Tying it all back, Do a Powerbomb is spectacle. It's heart. It's blood, sweat, tears, and a couple beers closer to what made me enjoy wrestling in the first place. It's this wonderful reminder to feed that tighty-whitey boy living inside me, because even though I don't watch wrestling anymore, I'm still a wrestling fan. If it wasn't for this comic being as good as it is, I might not have come to that realization. Daniel Warren Johnson was able to craft a story that, narratively, would work for just about anyone, even non-wrestling fans. It's a breathtaking, jaw-dropping story that builds off the core sincerity of the sport, while also being able to utilize its over-the-top, bombastic moveset to its fullest potential. But for anyone that has ever had a connection to wrestling in any way, it becomes something even more. A story like this is something I wanted, needed for a long time. This long, dormant hunger inside me has finally been fed with the wonderfully drawn, perfectly colored, and beautifully written Do a Powerbomb.
I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the moves that drive the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy.